Paris. Nobody pinched me.
The Junior Ambassador Suite offers luxury accommodations.
I single-handedly chose the worst tour in all of Paris. They're leaving.
She's here.
This is crazy. It's me, Cordelia. Mother's forcing me to go to some charity thing. You look just like her.
Look this way. You're like twins.
Excuse me, Miss Scott. As you requested, a 26-pound lobster.
I shall take it in my room.
Bonjour, everyone.
Bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
Bonjour.
S'il vous plaît.
As these Texas girls would say. I know French. French fries. French dressing.
I've been to Paris, Texas.
That movie stunk.
So does that town. I don't know. I've never been, man. But you know what?
Hey, man, if it ain't Austin, it stinks.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty much.
What the fuck do we need to see the rest of the world for? In Austin, Texas. This is all you need. Shit. We got barbecue.
Yeah, we got barbecue.
Tex-Mex.
And
like
only
the shit
us.
doing that shit.
Yeah.
Is that what's that French for?
It's merde.
Shit.
I think we just exhausted all the French that we know.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Pretty
it.
much. Yeah, I like how you tried to think of something else French. I know French fries. You couldn't even get toast in there.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. No, it's freedom toast.
I know more French than you do.
Louis Vuitton.
Man, you know
Je ne
what?
sais quoi.
So that mouse is trying to cram another fucking kid from the Disney Channel down our throats. I know you know who this is.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
Not only
Yes.
is the mouse cramming another Disney Channel, one of his new Disney Channel starlets, but he's putting her in pretty much the same movie that he sold to us before.
Well, because this is what the she's from the Wizards of Waverly Place.
Right. And I mean,
I'm shocked that you know that
honestly,
title.
she's got that
I've
show
been fucking that up all day. The Wizards of Wonkaville? I don't know.
Waverly Place. Waverly Place.
She's in a fantasy show? Wow.
And
it's a show about wizards that you're not watching.
And Cyrus, she's a Mexican wizard.
Yeah, I'm talking about Tex-Mex.
It's the next Harry Potter, man. Come on. Nah, man. That's that. I wonder
Go
how
to
long.
the discount 99-cent wand store.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. When that mouse puts these chicks out, man, because about 6 months later they're naked.
Exactly.
Once they get legal, clothes just fucking float.
Titties galore.
It was like after Vanessa Hudgens did her, leaked, quote unquote, her naked pictures. They were like, all right, put another one online. And like, okay, you're gonna be the good girl. You
What's funny,
understand?
though, is that her face...
You ain't pulling no bullshit. That is true. You see that kid Justin Bieber? We think he's gay. We need you to pretend to be his girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
Just her face is so young. She's still got that totally baby face. I don't even know how.
Oh, she totally
she's like
does,
16
yeah.
or 17.
18.
She's 18.
No, she's
now?
18.
She's 19 now.
Okay, so you're looking at a
God
movie.
damn, y'all are clocking.
Yes.
You're looking, right. You're looking at her.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
Do you
Google
have
bar
that-
add-on that was a countdown.
Do you have that one page where it's the Selena Gomez countdown?
Right.
Yes.
But her face is so young. I'm looking at her, I was like, just a kid until they're on the beach, and then you're like, holy shit, look at those gazongas.
I know, man, all those girls. But that's the thing about this chick right here is that. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even waiting to hear about her naked just to see her naked. I'm just kind of like, I just like scandal.
Right,
I just like kids to fuck with that mouse. That's all.
It's only a matter. Yeah.
Not another one.
It's only a matter of time.
Well, I mean, when they first introduced her in the scene, they had also Demi Lovato. Like, hey, the two hot Latinas are going to be our best friends and good girls.
Yeah.
And then Demi Lovato was like, wait, she's got a coke addiction and she's in rehab.
Fuck it. What are we doing wrong?
Don't worry. I'm
frustrated, boy.
I'm always on egotastic, pushing that refresh button every day. Like, come on, Selena Gomez.
It's only a
I got
matter-
money riding on this.
It's only a matter of time till she turns bad. Someone hands her that Sharpie marker, and it's all over.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for one of these fucking kids to just fucking be murderers. Right? They find like 10 bodies in their basement.
Oh, that's gonna be
that'll
awesome.
be Justin Bieber. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, that would. You see the Jonas Brothers go Columbine on a school.
Yeah, see, if they do it too late, then no one cares anymore.
I know.
It's like, you got to do it while you're still popular, or
Right.
fucking who gives a
Yeah.
shit.
I want like
VH1 does.
Yeah, well,
they built the
VH1.
whole network around.
That's all. Yeah, that's all they got.
I want Al Qaeda to have like like Trojan horse one of their terrorists in through the Disney Channel. You know, we find out one of these kids is like Al Qaeda and shit. They've been waiting to blow up some shit.
Meanwhile, in Nowheresville, America, Danny Bonaducci is going, please, I'll do anything. Please pay attention to me again.
I'm the one who started all that shit.
If they do become a murderer, if any of these kids become a murderer, I do want them to dress up like Goofy, so they have like something going on, like a Scream thing. So when the killer is revealed, they just lift up that goofy head, and there's Justin Bieber.
Well, I guess we kind of already had that. Different Strokes gave us like Danny Plato like robbing a convenience store and
and then killing herself.
How pissed Disney would be if one of their golden children went out and started serial killing people and did it in one of their beloved mascots.
dressed up as Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse killing people. The Minnie Mouse serial killer has struck again.
Jesus Christ, they would just I wouldn't.
I think Goofy would still be funnier.
I want that to happen so bad. I'm almost willing to try and make it happen.
Yeah, no, they should do that. They should like make a ransom video. I'm gonna cut off a finger for every hour. Get my the
those big ass white gloves holding a cleaver or something.
a bloody white glove. That doesn't fit.
This glove don't fit. You must have
Justin
quit.
Bieber and Manchurian Candidate him.
Yeah, there you go.
Like a trigger word, sets his ass off. Yeah, man, you know, we're talking about this girl being a killer and everything. She's actually pretty sweet. The only thing that gets me is like we say, like, okay, she is, I guess, of some Latino descent.
She is, she's actually half Mexican, half Italian.
Okay,
Yeah, the only person I know named Gomez who wasn't a Mexican was from the
Adams family. No, we know it, Gomez. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's a Gomez.
Yeah, Cisco is Mexican. What are you talking about?
No, but I was just saying.
Is that a
his name
Pokemon?
Gomez,
What is
but then
that?
I remember it's Gomez.
Yeah.
Like they can't even like get that
Gomez.
right. Yeah, you gotta fuck us up with that too.
Pokemon
See,
last
that's the
name?
weird thing about this.
But I think we
I
can.
choose you, Gomez.
I think we can agree she's of Latino descent.
Yeah,
and
well,
move on to
Well, the
the
reason why I
actual
bring
review.
that up is because in this movie, she plays a Texas waitress, and she has been planning this trip to Paris for a long time. And her mother, played by Andie MacDowell in the movie, like, where the fuck she been?
Yeah, right.
Who still is pretty
living her life with her family. I love that. Every time we don't see an actor, you're like, what have they been doing? Like, they've been on the corner with a paper bag and a bottle of Thunderbird in it. It's like,
have.
they do have a life outside of these movies.
No, they don't.
Andie MacDowell, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You used to be a big star. Come on, let me get you cleaned up
I'll
and get you
fuck
back in the
for
game.
food.
She's up the line with newspapers over it. She's even got a beard. But you know, they should tell us when they like leave. You know, she didn't leave a note or anything. Fuck,
Yeah.
man, that's inconsiderate. But no, she's from Texas also.
Yeah.
But she plays the mother in this, and she tells her, okay, look. In the movie, Selena Gomez plays a girl named Grace, and she's like, "Look, Grace, you know you can go to Paris, but you have to take your. It's her big sister, right?
Well, it's her stepsister.
stepsister.
Her mom has gotten remarried.
Yeah.
I missed that part. Then, all right.
Okay. Because she's already got this trip. Her and her slutty friend are going to take this trip.
Slutty friend
on a
Meg.
whirlwind trip through Paris. Yeah.
Her slutty 40-year-old friend, by the way.
Yeah. Basically, her and Lisa Kudrow are going to go on a trip through Paris. But her mom's like, that friend, I don't know. But why don't you take your new stepsister?
Okay, that's the part I missed. I got in a little bit late, and I was like, "What? They leave this girl on the porch in a basket?" The Selena Gomez case, because I'm like, these girls are not related at all. Okay,
This is what's gotten me through the last 4 years. Imagining myself standing on top of the Eiffel Tower. And having it all just make me different.
Honey, it's not going to turn you into a whole different person. Thank goodness. Kind of partial to the one I've got.
You've found a whole new life with Robert. And I'm happy for you. Just let me go find mine. Without Meg.
her sister, what's it? She even has a Mexican last name. The actress Meester.
Oh yeah, Meester.
So maybe they are related.
Damn.
Wow,
I'm
you
sorry.
broke Leo.
I'm sorry. She plays Meg in the movie. She's the stepsister. She does not want a stepsister to go because a stepsister is pretty much a prude and a nag. She's going to be nagging the whole trip.
No,
like,
she's got-
which is yeah.
She's got
which
a
is the
huge stick up her ass. Make no
which is the
mistake.
complete opposite of her from real life, because I just found out she has nude pictures on the internet.
Wow.
that chick?
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, she had
Can
leaked
we stop real
photos
quick
as
and
well.
look
Yeah,
at that somewhere?
yeah. Go
a
for
You
it.
are, I like this,
Go
man.
for
You
it.
were on the case.
I told you, man. I'm pushing that refresh button over there. That's
This
right.
is her second movie in a row where she's playing kind of a bitch. Like she was in The Roommate. She played the
That's
psycho
right.
girl.
That's
in The
where
Roommate.
she's from.
Oh, wait
yeah.
a minute. So this
Yeah,
chick,
she's
the actress Leighton Meester, she was
Yeah.
the crazy chick?
She was
Yeah.
the crazy chick.
Her hair was
Yeah.
blonde in that one.
Oh, okay.
And
All right.
apparently she's from Gossip Girl. She played a character named Blair, but that sounds like a bitch, so I'm just going to go with
Yeah, it does. That is it's funny because she looked like a with a different color of hair. Who's the big redhead? One of my favorite.
Emma Stone?
No, not Emma Stone. Older. Julianne Moore. She looks Julianne Moore Jr. to me a little bit.
I think she's
She
pretty
does.
good.
Goddammit.
She's
All right.
got something familiarish
Yeah, she
there,
does.
but
If I was drunk, probably, but yeah.
Yeah, and then as you mentioned, they bring the actress Katie Cassidy, who plays Emma with the slutty.
Yeah.
She's got a boyfriend back in Texas. She's still looking like, I can't wait to get to Paris to look at some Paris dick, you know? Pretty much.
Well, hell, her boyfriend is probably the biggest dumbass I've ever seen in a movie ever. Where everything I need is right here in Texas. In fact, not even in Texas. It's in this truck. If it ain't in this truck, I don't need it.
In fact, if it's
I'm
not in my-
scared of it, and I'll try to kill it.
It's not in my jeans. I don't need it.
I think
If you leave
I-
Texas,
yeah.
you leaving me.
I think somebody
Okay,
kicked that guy out of
bye.
I think somebody kicked that guy out of a truck from coming back from the Varsity Blues movie, because I was like, wow, they just kind of threw this guy in. Like,
Life
wow.
is
I know.
a Ford
I know.
F-50.
I told his girlfriend, I don't want your life.
He's just got that song like a rock.
Yeah,
on
like
heavy
a
rotation on his-
Yeah, when he drives
Over
off,
and
it's
over.
driving Texas.
But yeah, they all leave Texas and make this big trip there. And when they get there, I mean, they do the typical things that we expect to see in this kind of film. They go there. They're first they're on a tour, but then they get lost and separated from the tour. And the tour is shitty anyway. All they're doing is eating bad food. They have
Getting rushed around.
getting rushed
Yeah.
around, seeing
Yeah.
the sights. You know, the routine. Man, they want adventure, so they decide to leave. And when they leave, that's when their trip really takes off, because they end up in a hotel while it's raining, and Grace gets confused with this girl who looks just like her. It's almost her twin.
Yeah, it amazes me how they
It
find a girl
is
who looks
her.
just like Selena Gomez to play her.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? Yeah, the girl's name. Now you talk about a bitchy name. I'm looking at it right here. It's Cordelia Winthrop Scott the Third Esquire Dane. No, she's pretty much she just should be called, a bitch, because she is a rich brat who has been, she just does what she wants to.
Yeah, she's a British Paris Hilton.
Yeah, she is. She just
But
leaves and
even
does.
worse.
She's like uber bitch throughout this whole
Yeah,
movie.
she's like anybody who's like beneath her, which is pretty much everyone. She's just like ordering them around and going, "Fuck you, shine my shoes, servant."
Oh, well,
Peon.
that is Paris Hilton.
Yeah,
Is that
it is pretty much. Yeah, lick my heels. You
Lick my asshole and shut the fuck up and get those suitcases up there quick. Chop chop.
ragamuffin, you know. But she's not showing up at the hotel because she doesn't want to attend this big fundraiser. She's out partying somewhere. So since she's not where she wants to be, and Grace is already there, and he's look like they already say, well, Miss Scott, ma'am, we were looking for, where have you been? Let us serve you this giant ass lobster and give you this wonderful suite upstairs. And they're like, well, now the trip is taking off. Hell yeah. And she's just, of course, the bitch,
Meg
Meg.
is just like, I don't think we should be doing this. I can get caught.
Like,
Let's just leave.
shit, bitch, fuck you. We finna eat. We finna
You don't have
Bad
to do this.
idea.
we got Air Force One coming to pick us up.
What do you mean by we, Kimasabi?
Yeah.
Apparently she's the one out of the group that never watched the Three Stooges. So
Yeah, it's true. Are you the three man from the?
The three men I sent for. Why, certainly, ladies.
Why,
Come on,
certainly.
you bug. Get those paintbrushes. Let's
super
go.
soyvis, super soyvis.
But everybody, even Grace's, is kind of like, I don't know about it. They're like, oh, fucking shit. We got a car coming to pick us up with cute guys and everything. And they get swept off to Monte Carlo for this fundraiser. And there they meet more cute guys. They get a grander hotel. They get the beach, more food. They're getting fucking nice clothes, jewelry. They like shit. We live
plenty of hot dick over there too. By the way,
hot dick over here. Shit, we're living like rappers over here. We about to fucking. This is the trip. We're doing this, of course.
You're making this sound like your ideal vacation.
Who wouldn't? Yeah.
What? All the dick, all the cute guys. You're just like, bring that shit on.
Hell yeah! Well, hey man, if it comes with that much money and glamour,
These are some cute white girls. If they get caught, they're gonna get a finger wagged at them and told you did a really bad thing, and they'll tearfully make a confession, and everybody will hug. It'll be it.
Yeah.
Me and Corey do that.
We going to jail.
You never see us again.
Especially with that jewelry in there. Shit, these niggas stole that shit. No, it's still in the box. Get your ass out of here.
You never would have had Pop is putting in his pocket right now. Oh, come on, nigga, get in that cell.
You never would have gotten that far to begin with, because the moment they go, "Oh, sir, whatever," you'd be like,
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
"What are you saying? We all look alike? What is this bullshit?"
I know.
Aren't you guys allergic?
I would have been the one fucking up, because they would have been like, Mr. Diddy, P. Diddy? What the fuck you talking about? You said all black and Leon. Like, no, man, man, that's just racist, man. Shit.
I would have pulled you by your collar into a corner and said, like,
Shut the fuck up.
You better get this shit right. I will fuck you up.
I know.
Corey, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
I know. And then I come back dancing. Yeah. I tell you, I want 5 lobsters.
Play a Led Zeppelin song. I'll rap over.
You know what I would have done? I would have gave you the umbrella to hold over me as I'm walking out.
You would have been the bitch, dude.
Yes. This is my boy.
If we were going to get a vacation like that, I would have acted like Jeffrey from The Fresh Prince.
Hello, sir. But no, they go there and this trip is like really taking off. And of course, it's only a matter of time before things come to a head and they get caught. And that is very predictable in this movie, because that's the kind of movie this is. The biggest, and see, I don't even hate this movie like I thought I would, because this is one of those films where, look, anytime you have the double, the twin, or whatever, that shit should be on TV. It shouldn't be.
It really, it's so played out, and you've seen it a billion times. And with this movie, honestly, the problem I had with it is that they really didn't do anything with any of those situations. There was never a tense moment in this movie where you felt like, oh shit, you better be careful. She's coming back. She's going to catch all you guys. You guys are going to get screwed or whatever. There's no sense of urgency in this film. I mean, they're just having a good time, but they're having a good time in such a lame way. Like, it almost seems like, man, these girls really don't know how to have a good time. It seems like the majority of the time they're bitching and complaining, even though they're hanging out with guys, they're living it up. But the film never gives you the sense of fun.
Well, that was the thing. Like, even the beginning, like the setup for it is like, oh, they went on the worst tour and they're staying in a shit box of a hotel. But when you look at it, you're like, okay, that's not a great hotel room, but it ain't that bad.
Not at all.
And the things that were happening to them, they just weren't that bad for them to be so like, oh, this is a disaster. And then, once they get going, it's not like people are close to finding out. Even one person who does find out is just like, all right, just be cool about it. Well, well, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying the context of the whole thing, though, is important to take in, which is just that this is a fantasy for, and not even really young girls, for like slightly older girls, because it doesn't have that, all other movies like this have that whiz, bang, pow, short attention span, really goofy. Let's have the big musical number type of thing going on. This feels like a Disney like film from the 70s in the way it's paced and the way that they've got the story playing out, and that they don't want it to get completely ridiculous or even improbable. And I think that like within the definition of what these girls this movie is made for would actually want to have happen, like what their fantasies are, I think it actually is pretty right on, really.
I'm kind of with you, because I was like, okay, I appreciate the fact that it's subtler. It's not getting crazy. At the same time, I was more with co-host where I was like, you know what? This could use some crazy.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's just kind of like, it's just so flatline. And you say a Disney movie from the 70s. It's actually a Disney movie from about 10 years ago, because the Lizzie McGuire movie is the exact same plot. They're just younger.
Cars 2 is almost the exact same plot.
It gets to the point.
Group of young girl, group of friends. They're in middle school this time. They go to Italy. She's mistaken because she
they're high school. It's high school.
No, this is high school.
Oh, you're talking about the other movie.
McGuire movie. It's the exact same movie, except it's Italy and they're in middle school.
Right.
Otherwise, exact same plot.
Well, this plot we've seen probably hundreds of times, really, and probably at least half of that from Disney alone.
Yeah.
No question. No one would ever argue that. But I felt like at least as far, getting past it, that is to be expected, and there's no surprises here at all. As it is, it's entirely inoffensive, which is not something I was expecting.
Yeah, I see that. I wasn't offended. I just wish that it had been more inspired in some parts, because I like the girls in this. I mean, they're just out of high school. One of them is like a little older than everybody else. They make, they make a joke about that, and and I like the way they get along. Selena Gomez, I think is when she has to play a dual role in this, and when she plays the socialite bitch, she has to do a British accent, which I thought she did pretty well, and she's having fun in that role, and I have fun watching her in that role. And when the girls are hanging out and just looking at the scenery, I feel like, okay, the movie's calmer. I feel like these characters are a little subtler, and they're not overbearing. Yeah. I feel like I like the actors in this.
There's plenty to chew on with those characters.
There is, but the problem with the film itself is that a lot of the humor is just uninspired, because when they go to the hotel room, they have a joke where somebody sits on the cot and the cot folds up. When they go to Paris, there's a title card that says Paris with the Eiffel Tower, and I'm like, okay, this is too much by the beat of this kind of comedy.
Well, the thing is that it's those are like the as far as the comedy aspect of it, those are the highlights. I know, and it doesn't go any further with that, and to where honestly, I mean, I have no business being in that theater to begin with. Period. I'm expecting one of these days just to get arrested for being in that situation.
Sir, this job is going
to get me arrested. Yeah, because I mean,
we're not stupid.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sitting in a row full of teenagers. And I was just like, man, I'm curious like how they're really taking in this movie, because it's just them running from place to place, hoping they don't get caught. But other than that, it's kind of it's boring. It starts to drag, and it starts to get real boring, because I'm like, even the interesting stuff that they hand out to you, they don't really do anything with it. And before I knew it, I see girls like right next to me start pulling out their cell phones and start texting.
They're gonna do that anyway.
They do that
but I was like, but I just looked around and everyone seemed to be like just.
Now we can never go by an audience.
I know, but I'm just saying that's how I felt. Because honestly, I wanted to pull out my fucking text, my fucking
it was that
phone
thing
and
where
start
I'm
texting.
in the theater, there's not that many people there, and the two tween girls who were sitting close to me kept dropping their phone while they were texting, and I go like, hey, look. They made this movie for you. The only reason I'm in here is because of you. You just turn around and
girls
watch this
gonna
thing.
fucking text no matter what.
Yeah.
It could be the best fucking movie in the world. They'll pull out the phone and say, "I'm watching the best fucking movie in the world."
But the thing is, I understand. But the thing is, I understand why they're doing it, because honestly, the movie was really giving you nothing.
You know what? To me, you nailed it in that there's a complete lack of a sense of tension. Just everything they get into, even when they do it, you don't even feel like, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't do this, because it's like, well, why not? Go for it.
Well, it's so inoffensive that it doesn't even want to have tension.
Exactly.
It's like everybody, even like the girl who kind of doesn't get along with them, there's like one little flare up, and then other than that, it's just kind of like all sweets and hugs and love.
Well, the thing is, they could have gone somewhere with that.
Well intended. And the biggest sin of this movie is that it had potential to do more interesting things, and it didn't. Like, I would have liked to have seen more of a Prince and a Pauper thing with the rich bitch, where she is stuck where everyone thinks she's just some poor chick. Why not see that other side of it? That would have been super fun.
That actually would have been funny, because it's near the end of the movie where the rich chick is like kind of getting her comeuppance at the time, and it would have been funny to see her just and Selena Gomez is having so much fun in that role. It would have been funny to see her actually have to like deal with being poor in this movie and deal with low lives and like, I shouldn't even be here.
And it's such a wasted.
Sure, whatever.
It's such a wasted character, because I mean, when you see her playing that the bitch, she does actually. I thought she was doing a great job. I was like, man, she is into it. And those two, the one thing I got out of this movie is that Selena Gomez is the only highlight. Just watching her act and play these roles, and because you can tell she's really, I mean, she's eating it up. I mean, it's like, this is all I have to work with. So it seemed more like, okay, and this movie's probably not going to make any money, but at least I can let people know I can act.
But it seemed like when she was playing, like, I guess the main character, Grace was her name? That's where I felt like she was really lacking. And maybe it's just the way it's written, but so often, like, I'm like, okay, look, you're playing a role. I mean, and you might not know much about this person you're playing, but you do know she speaks with a British accent. And yet, she would almost never do it until somebody would call her on it and say, like, hey, what happened? You seem different. Oh, do I?
See, I was like, at that point,
why would she be doing that all the time?
See, it gets to a point where I don't even question those kind of things.
But if she was doing that, then I would feel like that sense of like, okay, she knows that she's got to keep this act up. But she would drop it so much that I was like, okay, I guess it doesn't matter.
I'd blame the director for that more than her, because it's like when you see her playing the other role, it's clear she can hold up an accent. So I think it was more like, okay, well, this is supposed to be this girl who's struggling to do this accent in the first place. I don't know. I thought all three of the girls were actually pretty damn good in this, all things considered. It's not a great script, but it's not a horrible script either. And they seem pretty convincingly real. They seem convincingly like friends. And they each go through a sort of transformation to a place that, you know, a lot of these have like a message that you're just like, really? That's what you're selling us on? And this one I was actually like, okay, I actually kind of like that. This is a sort of like making peace with who you are. And
see, that's you know, the movie, it fails and succeeds on both those levels because it doesn't want to push itself, because it doesn't want to be offensive or wants to kind of be safe, but at the same time, there is a subtlety in that makes the movie bearable. Instead, you know, something like this could have been what comedy they had could have been, even the comedy that I'm criticizing here could have been like, just really annoying. And it's just kind of like, well, it was quick, it was done.
Yeah,
we're moving on. But
you had like a great comedian like Catherine Tate, who's like super famous British comedian. Yeah, and she is so fucking funny, and they barely do anything with her
hardly
at
use it.
all.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's call the movie for what it is. It was counter programming for Transformers.
Yeah,
I think that if you have a mom or an aunt or a big sister taking a smaller kid to see this, it's fine, whatever, but like I said, the biggest crime in this movie is that it's just forgettable. When you walk out, you're not really going to retain anything from it. And
not that you should, if you're a guy.
Except maybe water.
Yeah, if you're a guy, if you're a guy, you're not going to be in there anyway unless you were like critiquing the movie.
Yeah,
and so,
or your pedo bear.
If you're wearing a big bear suit and looking to touch children.
It could be both. Maybe you only review movies.
So you can wear a bear suit and walk into it.
Dude, I want to go into that movie and like film us all dressed up in Transformers suits and just sit through the entire movie.
And every time we move, we make a noise.
Yeah, and people could come up and go like, "Hey, shouldn't you guys be in the Transformers movie?"
Yeah,
nah, that movie's bullshit.
Well, shit. When I went in there, everyone was looking at me like I was fucking.
We lived that movie.
Everyone was looking at me like I was in a fucking Transformers suit because they're like, well, "You want a ticket for what again?" Shit.
See, I walked in there. There was even I don't know. I heard a guy in there. He must have had his kids because he was enjoying the shit out this movie. I don't know why. But
there's always something.
You always.
Are you sure that wasn't Cyrus? She was
maybe it was
sitting down the road loving this shit.
Maybe it was me and I didn't realize. But there's always, and we've seen this guy, and I'm talking about a real guy. I don't know his name, but there was a guy who he was about like he's 68 years old or something. He was talking about how, yep, I just go to everything. He just enjoys everything. We talked to that guy before.
Yeah, we have talked to that guy.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, I just go to the movies all week.
I just like to see colors and images flashing in front of me. I don't care what.
The air conditioner at my house is broken, okay? You want me to come out
for the last 5 years, all right?
Is he always at these kids' movies?
He's at everything.
And then
he goes to fucking everything.
There's some guys that we know now just by their laugh. They're like, that dude's in the theater. It's
You're absolutely right about that.
So it takes all kinds. You can't judge by what's going on in the theater.
No,
the movie itself.
Yeah, you cannot do that at all. I give this movie, like I said, I didn't mind it. I didn't have a terrible time being in there because I didn't want to see it in the first place. I give it a rental, and when I say rental, I'm talking about the kind of rental where, for a person like me, if I caught this on TV while I was playing on a Saturday afternoon, I might watch the rest of it. I might not.
Right.
If you're a girl and your big sis or whoever's taking to see it, it's fine. It's still a rental though.
I'd say for me, probably the best thing about this movie was the characters, just the setup for the characters. They established them in a way where I believed them and I liked them and wanted to see what was going to happen. But just the plot itself is just very lackluster. And, everything we've been saying so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's derivative and it just doesn't try hard enough. Now, I can appreciate it after Transformers, where it was constantly just fall on its face, just trying to do the craziest, dumbest shit ever. So this is kind of refreshing in that way, and yet it does not ever at any time rise above a rental.
Yeah, even though this is still heads and tails above this kind of programming, what we usually expect from it, at least as far as certain levels of quality, like the acting in it, the fact that it's not, constantly trying to waka, it's still just not very interesting. I mean, the best thing to say about it is, it's nice to see like this young actress, Selena Gomez, who we have no choice but to see more of, apparently, is actually, she's got talent. So I'm not afraid to see her in something more serious. And B, I'd like European films sometimes because you get like the big let's go on vacation because I'm probably never going to get over there. I'm poor, and so I'm like, oh look, this is what it almost would be like if I was in Monte Carlo
in a bikini.
So I do. You're right. It's just a rental, but it's like I said, I keep using the word, but it's true. It's a totally inoffensive rental. If I had a vagina and I was 14, I would probably think this was cool.
Let me guess. This is bullshit. I didn't care.
Bullshit to the highest degree.
No Martians, boobs, monsters in this. Why do you even go see these movies,
which
man?
this movie could have needed. This movie really needed, but I mean, for what it was, I mean, I will give it a rental. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of you remember those CDs that they take like really popular pop songs like Nirvana's like
Kids
Teen
Pop.
Spirit, the Kids Pop, that shit. This is that, and they basically took Sex in the City and they fucking turned it into that bullshit. That's completely what that is.
Funny.
Yeah.
Damn, you hit it right there. That is the...
It is, which normally I would give that some bullshit, but I mean, I did like the characters, and I actually liked Selena Gomez. I was like, this is the first movie I've ever really seen her in, and I was like, wow, okay, I can't talk shit about her. She can at least act, which, you know, I can't say that about Vanessa Hudgens. God damn it, Vanessa. I hope you're taking those acting classes. I hope I'm not wasting my money right now. But
I don't have to act. I can get naked.
That is true, baby. That's true, baby. But you can only do that for so long. But it's a fucking rental. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm getting tired of all these movies that seem to be trying to tell me, like, hey, get your ass out of the dark theater and go to Paris already. Like, all right.
So why don't you give me some money when I walk into the movie? I can go to Paris.
I would love to, but you know, I'm not still living with my parents.
I'm
so
tired of these
hard time saving.
I'm tired of these fucking movies having to drag my ass only because of my job description, having to go to these movies because I seriously, I swear to God, one of these days somebody's gonna call the fucking cops on me. There's no reason why that guy's in the corner over there, that fucking robot right there. You know, just enjoy. There's no reason for him to be in here. I don't give a fuck what he's doing.
I'm telling you, man, we need to have a spill kit.
Yeah.
Where it's like wigs, pigtails, miniskirts, and all that shit, where we just go see these movies dressed up like chicks so we could like fucking...
I can help you with that. I could look into it.
Oh yeah, that'll be even better when they drag my ass out, when the cops are dragging me out. TMZ is there.
The cop is there like, sir, you're in this movie. You have to come with me. Hey, man, I'm just here to review it. Really? With your pants down.
It's a skirt, thank you very much.
It's hot in here.
You are not what I expected. You're different.
Who says you're not beautiful? Who says? Hi. I finally meet a guy who likes me for me. And I'm not even me.
Cordelia, wait!
Monte Carlo.
What's she doing here?
Go, 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 go!
Wow, you can see everything from up here.
Who says